let me speak on something when I was in my mid-20s, mid to late 20s. I just started my graphic web design business, and I had a client who came over, and he does a whole bunch of things from, I guess, mentorship himself. He's also a psychologist, an author, wrote books, all that kind of stuff. And I was kind of in this kind of middle ground of, do I stay in Calgary and scale up an agency in graphic web design, or do I go to Toronto, a bigger city? And I just got back from Toronto that summer, going down for Caravan and having a good fun time. And I kind of mentioned to him it'd be really cool to go to Toronto and figure something out in the arts, whether that was going to be me being an artist, a rapper, musician, that kind of thing, or even do events down there. And he told me, he said, you can go over there and be a dime a dozen, or you can stay in Calgary, stay in Alberta, and be a big fish in a small pond. And from that, I kind of started doing a little bit more research as well, just quotes, inspirational quotes, that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I came across one by Mahatma Gandhi that said, be the change you want to see in the world. So from that summer, when I was in Toronto, people were like, where are you from? You're from Calgary, you're from this area that nobody really knows about. I kind of had this like mission now to be like, okay, how can I create the change that I want to see in this small town to be like Toronto? And that's when I started doing some special events and working on things like Say Word, 10 at 10, that kind of stuff. So it was just a small conversation that I had no idea, no major point. It was just in the kitchen talking about some stuff, and it turned into be the change you want to see. Yeah, that's really how I got started on my next path.
Let me tell you that when I'm out of town and I see the ads for an event that Benny's throwing, I'm like,
yeah, man.
like, damn, I'm missing that one. Damn. And I start thinking, like, can we go back to Calgary like earlier than? Can I make this event? Like, you know what I mean? So you're doing a great job, man. If it wasn't for you, man, this city would be a lot more boring.
I believe in that.
A lot more. Yeah. Anybody else defining moments?
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably the time I moved to Canada. You know, I moved here as an immigrant when I was 16, right? And I had no family whatsoever here. Like, I actually couldn't point out where Canada was on the map prior to that. As a kid growing up in Nigeria, right? And then I came here in the winter, right? So it was the first time I'd experienced like this harsh winter that we have here. I love Canada, but the winter is what it is. And I just remember school just being, more difficult than it needed to be, right? New culture, dumped into a new environment. And, the first semester was tough, man. And I remember my parents telling me, look, if you don't pick up these grades, we're going to get you in the next plane to Nigeria. This international fees are expensive. And, that was, again, a story of failure, right? It's like, I had to, really ask myself. Like, I'd never failed prior to that in school, right? And, I really had to search deep. I know I'm better than this. And I guess my risk appetite is different because I took a risk. And it's like, I can turn it around. I want to stay here and figure this thing out. And obviously, more than 10 years later, I'm still here, right? That's great. But, that experience taught me a lot about myself, at that young age, kind of adapting to a new environment, getting out of my comfort zone, and learning a lot about myself and how I respond to adversity. I still remember, I still take those experiences with me every step of the way, even today. That's why I said nothing is absolute. Nothing is actually as fatal as it can appear to be sometimes. It's funny, in the rear view mirror now, it looks so trivial, but so much more has passed since then. And actually, the funny thing is, a decade from now, we'll still have more stories to tell. So, but having that as a reference point is very important to me as I grew.
Okay. And I'll probably say that for me, my defining moment was really coming out of university. I was in computer science, U of C, University of Calgary. One thing that was so important in computer science was that when you graduated computer science, you had to typically have had internship experience, right? The chances of you succeeding just coming out of getting an internship behind in your pocket was just exponentially better, right? And so you did everything that you could to get an internship place. And there was a global company that I wanted to work for so bad. And I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but
they lost that.
Let's just say there was a company I wanted to work for so badly. I did everything I could in my power. And I mean everything. They typically come and they hire 4 people. They'll have an interview of about 15 or so folks. I was one of the 15 folks they interviewed. I think the day of the interview came, and I'm talking to the 2 guys who were recruiting, and the vibe was just not there, right? Like, it was just not really, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it, it's not feeling good, right? And of course, when they eventually came up with a list of 4 people that they hired from my class, I think I looked at that list of 4 maybe like 20 times, up and down, looking for my name, and it was not. I know it's funny now, but it was sad. It was devastating for me personally because that was the company I always wanted to work for. But at the same time, I find that situations like this truly, that was a door that closed, and another door opened that I even had no freaking idea about even existed. Another world in IT altogether, right? Eventually I feel like going down that path eventually just propelled me in ways that I could not even have thought about in my if I pursued the other company I was talking about, right? And I truly feel like this is where they say that you eventually got to just trust that the dots will eventually connect, right? It may not be how you drew it up, right? They always say that you have a game plan, but your map never has the terrain on it, right? It may look like you go from A to B, but you may go this way and down and up and sideways or whatever the case may be. But you just got to trust that the dots will eventually connect. And for me, what came out of all of that was that I learned real quick that I'm a businessman who loves IT. That's what came out of all of that. So I would not have known that if I rolled out of a company.
And that changes your entire perspective.
Absolutely.
That's that Mike Tyson quote. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
No doubt.
Right? So,
I like what it said though. Because this man loves IT.
Totally.
I'm the IT guy.
yeah, that's definitely.
I would say, I would say my defining moment is the first time I got a paycheck that I actually, with the work that I did, personal, like my personal project that I did without anyone else involved. That check, just made me realize I could get paid for this. I could live.
You mean as an independent,
not
as an employee, like as a business owner.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a defining moment where it kind of showed me I could go on my own, and people will pay me for my skills. And that was. I still have that check, so I photocopied it, framed it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So that was it.
If anybody has anything else to share. So
It's a tough question.
it is a tough question. It is, and a lot of times, and a lot of times, there's not like for me. I don't think there's one defining moment.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple kind of you come to a fork in the road and you're like, what now, right? And you're just sometimes it's a leap of faith, sometimes it's a setback, sometimes it's there's never, for me anyways, it's never been that one thing, right? Sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's professional. It could be a death in the family, it could be a rejection letter, it could be you don't get into a school, right?